There are important steps you must take in order to get your FMLA leave. We've talked about the benefits. They're really good benefits. We've also talked about who's eligible for them. Now you know you're eligible, you know what the benefits are, it's time to go through the procedures so you can get those benefits. First of all, you have to give as much notice as reasonably possible to your employer that you need an FMLA leave. So for example, if you know mom is going to have a serious surgery 3 months from now, it's been scheduled, and you know you have to take time off to take care of her, you must give an employer, if you know about it ahead of time, at least 30 days notice. If you have more than 30 days, you should give them more than 30 days notice so they have time to arrange for your absence. If you only find out, oh, we need to have an operation for dad, and you only know it 2 weeks ahead of time, you tell them 2 weeks ahead of time. You don't have to go more than 30 days if you don't know it more than 30 days. But you give the employer as much notice as possible, and wherever possible, more than 30 days. If it's an emergency situation, you get a call at work, your child's just been in an auto accident. You say, my kid's been in an auto accident, and you run out the door. You find out something serious has happened, you're going to have to take some time off. You immediately give your employer notice, within 2 days if possible, hey, I'm going to need time off to deal with this serious emergency. Your employer can require you, and will in most cases require you, to fill out an FMLA application form once they find out you need the leave. Here's a very important point. I don't want you to miss this. The employer can require that you return the application, filled out not just by you but also by a healthcare provider, within 15 days. In other words, you write down that you need the time off because mom has a serious illness, then you have to send it to mom's doctor who says, yep, mom has a serious illness, going to be off from this time to this time. And then you submit that to your employer. Employers will often try to deny you FMLA leave if you don't get the application back within 15 days. So do as much as you can to get that app back within 15 days. If you think it's going to take longer, let's say the doctor dawdles with it or it's just is backed up on paperwork, make sure you give some written notice to the employer that you're trying to get it. You'll get it as soon as you can. It's with the doctor. It's going to take more than 15 days. And I'd also advise you, just to be on the safe side, when you hand in the application, get something back in writing that says you handed it in and the date and time you handed it in, so there won't be any misunderstandings later about things that get misplaced or lost. You'll have some proof. I did get the app in within 15 days. That protects your right to take that leave. Now there are lots of rules about how the app has to be filled out. You don't have to give the exact diagnosis. You have certain privacy rights. It just has to say it's a serious illness. But you can look at those regs at the Department of Labor's website, or you'll see on the form that you have to fill out what it requires and what it doesn't require. Two further things with respect to the procedures to get FMLA and keep it. First of all, if you're going to be out more than 30 days, the employer can require an updated form after 30 days. Every 30 days, the employer can say, I want you to get another form filled out, you fill it out, you have a healthcare provider fill it out, so I can confirm this is a genuine and legitimate FMLA leave. You just have to do it, deal with it, get it done. In addition, when you're ready to come back to work, if the serious illness or health condition was your own, then the employer may have the right to ask you to do a return to work physical or medical exam. The employer has to pay for it. If you disagree with it, you can get another doctor to look at you. The employer will have to pay for that. You may have to go to a third doctor. There are stages you may have to go through, but just keep in mind, if the employer wants to, they can require a return to work exam or physical to make sure that you're really able to come back to work.